Hey everyone. On behalf of the IC3 Institute and its Board of Trustees and Advisors, it is my absolute pleasure to welcome you to Mumbai for a very special evening. I am Arshita Kapoor, College Counsellor at Jayashree Periwal International School and a long-time volunteer faculty at the IC3 Institute. And it's been a pleasure to be a part of this journey with you all. There is truly no greater joy than witnessing the spirit of learning, resilience, and community in this room tonight.
And I'm Doug Waters, Head of the International Office at Abertay University, Scotland, and a volunteer on the IC3 Africa Committee. I'm so happy and honoured to co-host the celebration with Arshita. It's my first time hosting a graduation where the audience is this well-behaved and still so excited. And yes, the gowns, they are fabulous. I see you front row there, Maldives, colour-coordinated and dazzling.
Tonight is all about recognizing the perseverance, passion, and accomplishments of our incredible graduates, school educators, and counselors who are creating waves of impact globally. So let the joy, inspiration, and celebrations begin.
Are we ready, Mumbai? That's the energy we love. We begin this evening with a performance that brings together the magic of music, culture, and storytelling. Throughout history, some creations are more than beautiful. They carry the soul of a people. Today we celebrate one such art form, Garba. Rooted in the Sanskrit word Garba, meaning womb, the source of life, this dance circles a single glowing lamp, the Garba Deep, symbolizing divine creative energy. The dancer's movement mirrors the eternal cycle of creation, life, and return to the source.
As the ancient chant says, Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu, Mataru Rupena Samstitha, Namastasya, 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 Namo Nama. To the goddess who resides in all beings as mother, we bow. So today, let us not simply watch, but join in a tradition that unites generations, celebrates community, and bursts with pure, unbridled joy. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to welcome the talented students of Utpal Sangvi Global School and Prabhavati Padmashi Soni International Junior College. Let us make some noise for our performers.
डोंगरे मेणा वाग्या
નાની પગલીને નાના એવા સપનાની રેત વાળી તકલીને તોફાનો તારા મારે હાથે સાવા જાય પડી જેની હિંમત અને હાર નહીં આપે એવો ખાડો ખલાસી એવો હાથનો પ્રવાસી એવો ખાડો ખલાસી એવો હાથનો પ્રવાસી ગોતીલો ગોતીલો
પોતાના જ દરિયામાં પોતાની જ ડૂબકીથી જાતનું અમૂલ મોતી લો.
ट्रेडिशन और ट्रेंड दोनों का परफेक्ट ब्लेंड. रैप बीट्स के साथ गरबा, हाउ कूल इज दैट?
અરે આખી દુનિયામાં ગુજરાતીઓની એવી ઝળહળતી ઝલક છે. આ ગરબા તો આપણી એક આગવી ઓળખ છે. દાંડિયા અને તાળીની થતી આ ગમત છે. આ ગરબા તો આપણી એક આગવી ઓળખ છે. તો ગરબાની રમઝટ શરૂ કરીએ કે આપણે બધા સાથે મળીને જોરથી બોલીશું 1 2 3 એ હાલો. અમારી સાથે તમે પણ ઊભા થઈને નાચો, ગાઓ અને તાળીઓની તાલમાં ઝૂમો.
ए हेलो.
Wow, that was absolutely captivating. Can we have another round of applause for our amazing performers? Thank you to our student performers for opening the evening with such grace and energy. The IC3 Institute sincerely appreciates the unwavering support from our community. Today, we are specially honored by the presence of our esteemed dignitaries, each of whom has made a significant impact as a change maker in their respective fields. Let's warmly welcome our distinguished guests with a big round of applause. Shri Gauranga Das Ji, Mr. Tarun Anand, Mr. Atul Khosla, Mr. Nilesh Vikamse, Professor Dr. Nilanjan Chattopadhyay, Ms. Husnu Afroz, Mr. Swaraj Nandan, Mr. Ganesh Kohli, Dr. Preeti Kohli, and Mr. Jim McLaughlin. Can we have another round of applause for our dignitaries, please? Welcome to you all. Thank you for gracing the ceremony with your presence this evening.
The IC3 Institute's network of partners, volunteers, and donors is crucial in sustaining and scaling this mission. It is their generosity and support that allow the IC3 Institute to offer its programs and resources at no cost to schools and educators. Many of them are right here in the audience today, and there couldn't be a better occasion to acknowledge and to thank them. As I introduce these vital partners, please put your hands together in applause, while partners please stand and wave back at us. First of all, we recognize the contribution of the IC3 Institute's host universities in India. Please wave back at us. Likewise, the IC3 Institute Consortium for Global Universities. Hello. Please wave back. Our knowledge partner, the AHA Movement. Our skills partner, Upgrad Enterprises. Our content partner, College of Canyons. Our technology partner, KIC Univassist. Our 300+ volunteer faculty and IC3 Institute champions and donors. We'd like to see you too. Please wave back at us. Thank you for all that you do. We are so grateful to you.
It is my honor to welcome our distinguished commencement speaker for the evening. Please join me in welcoming Sri Gauranga Das Ji, a spiritual leader, monk, an inspirational speaker known for his work on mindfulness, leadership, and sustainable living. As director of ISKCON's award-winning Govardhan Eco-Village, he has touched countless lives worldwide with his message of balance, purpose, and harmony. Can we please welcome you on stage?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My heartfelt gratitude to my dear friend, Mr. Ganesh Kohli, his team of very distinguished educators, carers, leaders, who really care for the millions of students across the whole world. Today, India has 270 million students in the K-12, 30 million students in the college system. But one of the biggest challenges we see today is almost 1 in 7 students are having mental health issues. 9 in 100,000 are committing suicide. Almost 470 people in India commit suicide every single day. Students go through situations where they feel helpless. But I really admire the work of IC3 in coming forward, training and enabling, empowering, facilitating teachers to become caregivers, to become mothers, to become the best friends of the students, so that even if they go through the most helpless situation, IC3 ensures that the students will never become hopeless. In fact, when I'm asked in various podcasts about my own journey, about turning from IIT and post-graduation becoming a monk, my story is also when I experienced this sense of hopelessness in one of my friends who in the last year tried to commit suicide, and I was so astonished to see his hopeless situation. Some of us went to him and said, "Why did you try to commit suicide?" And he said, "In every exam I would get the gold medal. In this exam I got the silver medal and I could not handle it." And we were shocked. We told him, people are dying to enter into IIT and you are inside IIT trying to die. Doesn't make sense. But that's what the mind is all about. Makes the hell out of heaven, heaven out of hell. And that's the first time I realized that achievement and accomplishment is not everything. Expectation is also something. And therefore, in the same exam, 4 or 5 of my other friends failed in 4 or 5 subjects. but they were moving around the campus peacefully, blissfully, blessing others also. Relax, guys. Be cool in life. And we were shocked, and we asked them, you guys are so shameless. Here is our friend who instead of a gold medal gets a silver medal. He's trying to kill himself. And you guys have failed in 4 or 5 subjects and you're moving around peacefully. What is your philosophy in life? And they said very coolly, our philosophy is getting into the college is our job, getting us out of the college is college's job. Believe me, dear teachers, that's not my philosophy. And I'm not endorsing that in any way, shape, or form. But it switched on a new perspective within me. And that is, many times we are often obsessed only with achievement and accomplishment. But we forget to realize that stress is caused because of the gap between expectation and reality. Today, on the occasion of the commencement of the graduation of many, many distinguished faculty here, I want to give a brief perspective on the whole concept of mental health as per Sanatan Dharma tradition, which is the eternal principle given in the ancient Vedic wisdom. I went through the IIT, the highest cutting edge education in technology. And then last 33 years, I've been studying the most cutting edge knowledge available on mental health. And today, I'm privileged to stand in front of all of you to be able to give you a blend between tradition and technology on not only how we can have the best of the machines, but also how to have the best of the motivation and inspiration of the man behind the machine. You may have the best computer, but if the hard disk of the computer is corrupted by virus, then even if you have the best computer with the best screen, it will not work because the hard disk is corrupted. Similarly, we are focused simply on giving skill to all our students. But if they do not feel inspired and motivated to function in a particular situation because they just feel so hopeless that they just don't want to function, then we have missed the point. And therefore, dear friends, I stand before you giving you 4 solid points which you can share with your students, by which not only they will graduate with the best of skills, but also with the most robust will. And the combination of skill and will make them completely undefeatable in life. And that's exactly what you as teachers need to share with your students. The first principle is samman, or respect. Respect for understanding that I am not the ultimate controller. I am not the center of the universe. Sometimes, because of a social media driven age, one tends to become so egocentric that as parents, as teachers, we need to inform our students and dependent that they are a tiny speck of a very large cosmic system. They need to understand that we are very insignificant in the larger context of things. And therefore, we need to respect our insignificance. We need to respect that there are powers beyond our control which are operating in this universe. And so the Ishopanishad calls this as Ishavasyam idam sarvam yat kinchit jagatyam jagat Tena tyaktena bhunjita ma gradakasya svidhanam. Can you stop operating this screen here? So, Ishavasyamidam sarvam means there is a supreme controller who needs to be respected. There is a supreme control. We are all under control. When the world was hit by COVID in 2020, a virus which was less than 20 gram in weight, brought the entire world with all the technology, with all the weapons, with all the armies, with all the topmost universities, with all the top intellect across the world, with economic power, political power, military power. The world came to a standstill. Who can challenge that there is not a greater power beyond our control, which can bring us to our knees? Let us be humble. And therefore, that respect is very important. Today, India stands to be the fourth largest economy on the planet. We are touching a 5 trillion economy. It's a matter of great pride and accomplishment. In the Vedic Sanatan Dharma, Artha came on top of another foundation which was called Dharma. When there is Dharma, the proper principles of respecting the higher powers, then on top of that, there is Artha or economic development. From 1990 to 2020, more than 76 million Indians have emigrated from India to outside of Bharat. Today there are 36 million Indians globally, 16 million NRIs, 20 million of Indian origin. Almost 24 out of the Fortune 500 companies in America are led by people of Indian origin. They employ 2.7 million people with a net revenue of $1 trillion. Almost 77 of the top 650 unicorns in America are led by Indians. 60% of the hotels in America are led by Indians. Yes, globally Indians have done extremely well in economic development. But we should remember that practically speaking, India has been the world capital for which it has been sought after from across the world, travelers, philosophers who have been coming since time immemorial for our deepest wisdom, understanding, and knowledge. And therefore, we should never forget that we are the country which gave to the whole world the whole principle of Dharma. I'm happy to see that we have Rishihood University as one of the partners. I am one of the founding members of Rishihood University, and they have established a fantastic school, Mahesh Navani School for mental health and counseling, and that's such an important element in today's context. And the whole idea of Dharma is, when in anxiety, don't just pop the pill. When in anxiety, see if you can change the perspective. If there is a skyscraper building, if I stand right next to the skyscraper, it looks insurmountable. Someone is 6 foot tall, but the skyscraper is 500 feet tall. How will I cross over it? But then if I sit in an airplane and I look at the skyscraper from the airplane, the same skyscraper looks insignificant from the top. Has my size changed? No. Has the size of the building changed? No. What has changed? The perspective has changed. And therefore, samman or respect basically means the ability to change and adjust our perspectives. When the British were in India, there was a major problem. early 1900s, Delhi was overrun by too many snakes, cobra snakes. The British officer who was in charge in Delhi came up with a plan. He said, anyone catches a dead snake, brings it and gives it to the government, we will reward that person with 25 paise. He thought this will be a very effective solution. People will kill snakes and bring. But he didn't understand India. Hearing that you will get 25 paise for bringing a dead snake, the farmers around Delhi started rearing cobra farms. And the number of cobra population went on increasing. The British got bewildered. They started inquiring what is going on, and someone came and told them, you made a mistake in policy because you did not have local stakeholder consultation. You took a unilateral decision, now you have to pay for it. So the British officer got bewildered. He said, okay, I'm scrapping that entire scheme. You will not get any money even if you bring the dead snake. The farmers around Delhi were so angry, they released the snakes into Delhi only. So this is described as when the solution of a problem is worse than the original problem, it's called the cobra effect. And therefore, dear friends, today, when a student is in anxiety, when a person is in anxiety, they resort to all kinds of things which they think will make them peaceful. They consider that as manoranjan or entertainment. But it actually becomes manobhanjan. It bewilders them even more. And ultimately, a person gets into this complete depressive trap. And therefore, on the battlefield of Kurukshetra was Arjuna, the greatest, most powerful warrior who had the best of the skill. He knew how to fight. He knew where to fight. He knew when to fight. But suddenly a moment came in life when instead of Duryodhana, he saw in front of him, his own grandfather Bhishma. He saw in front of him his own teacher Dronacharya. And suddenly Arjuna at that moment had three conflicting questions within his mind. Am I a warrior who has to fight and kill Duryodhana? Am I a grandson who's supposed to love my grandfather Bhishma? Am I a student who's supposed to respect my teacher Dronacharya? That Arjuna, who was the most expert, skilled archer in the whole universe and creation, in the external battle, suddenly faced an internal battle between these three conflicting identities, which paralyzed him completely and brought him to his knees. And thus he realized that I have all the weapons and all the skills given to me by Dronacharya for an external outside fight, but I still do not have the weapons to conquer over my internal fight. And so he surrendered in front of Krishna, and Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, and Arjuna became victorious because first he conquered his internal conflict before he went into the external conflict. The biggest irony. 31% of the world is Christians, 23% Muslims, 8.5% Buddhists, 15% of the planet is Hindus. Majority of the Hindus have no clue about the Bhagavad Gita. That's the irony. That's the bitter truth. The panacea, the ultimate solution, the supreme technology for dealing with mental health challenges is right there. People will keep their child's name, son's name Arjuna, but very few have actually made the effort to understand the Bhagavad Gita. I was giving the Gita to one gentleman in a local train in Mumbai. He looked at me and said, Swamiji, Gita free mein hai na? This Gita is for free. I said, no, 70 rupees. He said, oh, 70 rupees? Krishna spoke the Gita to Arjuna free. Krishna spoke to Arjuna free and you are charging 70 rupees? This is not good. I said, sir, Krishna spoke to Arjuna in Kurukshetra. This is Mumbai. 70 rupees is transport charge. The second principle, apart from respect, is what I call as restraint. Sanyam. That is something which is very much lacking in the world today. Restraint, control. Control over your thoughts, control over your words, control over your bodily habits. Very important. 4.2 million people across the world are dying because of air pollution. 2.5 billion people across the world do not have access to water. 2 billion tons of solid waste is being produced. 300 million tons of plastic is being thrown. We are living in a planet which is completely on fire. 8 million people die every year because of tobacco addiction. 3 million die every year because of alcohol addiction. 35 million people are users of drugs. We are living in a world where people have lost control over their own selves. And therefore, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Trividham narakasyedam dvaram nashanam kamam krodham tatha lobham tasmat etatrayam tajet. My dear Arjuna, you should know the 3 gates to hell: lust, anger, and greed. Through the education system, we are teaching people external conquest. Let us begin with internal conquest, self-control. I was giving a lecture in Yerawada jail in Pune. Many of you may have never gone to jail. I keep going to jail all the time for giving lectures. And there were 500 prisoners in front of me in this jail program. And you know what? I love jail program. Why? Audience is guaranteed. No RSVP is required. When the commissioner tells me 400 will be there, I can guarantee 400 will be there. So I gave the lecture and I said, any questions? One prisoner raised his hand. He said, I have a question. I said, ask. He said, I will come on the stage and ask the question. I got worried. Who's this? I asked the commissioner, who is he? Commissioner whispered in my ear, he has committed 12 murders. I said, am I going to be 13th? He said, no, don't worry, let him come. So he came on the stage and asked this question. After that I asked him, in such a young age, how could you commit so many crimes? And he said, when I am overwhelmed with anger, there is a blackout. I lose all discrimination. But recently I've been translating books in the Braille language, and the latest book I'm translating is the Bhagavad Gita as it is. And by studying the Gita, I realized I made a major mistake in not trying to take control of my own mind and senses. And please, can you arrange regular Gita lectures? And we started that for the next 4 years. And more than 200 prisoners in Yerawada jail started studying the Bhagavad Gita and practicing meditation. This is called restraint, Sanyam. Nirashiryata chittatma tyakta sarva parigraha shariram kevalam karma kurvannapnoti kilbisha. One has to restrain one's desires, knowing that there is a superior control and therefore I am not the center of the universe. The universe does not exist for my pleasure. I exist as a trustee, as a facilitator, an instrument. We have to be in the mood of someone who has been given the gifts of nature and live with gratitude. Otherwise, unfulfilled lust results in anger, and fulfilled lust results in greed, and the cycle continues. I was giving a lecture at MIT Boston. I have my friend Swarajji from Assist, who is our partner at Govardhan Eco Village for study abroad programs. And MIT is one of the distinguished universities. I am from IIT and I was very excited giving lecture in MIT for the first time. मुझे लगा रहा बड़ा भाई, MIT बड़ा भाई, IIT का बड़ा भाई. So I was standing there, I had a presentation. They had an LCD projector and I had given a presentation to run. And the guy on the LCD projector was struggling for 2-3 minutes. 5 minutes, I was standing on the podium saying, hey, I still don't see my presentation, what happened? And then the guy who was operating on the LCD projector came up on the stage and whispered in my ear, Swamiji, the LCD projector in MIT is not working. I said, in MIT it is not working? He said, yeah, somehow it is not working, there is a breakdown. So I said, but what about my PowerPoint? He said, sorry, we will not be able to show your PowerPoint. And Swamiji, you depend on Krishna and give your lecture. And I said, मेरा ही philosophy मुझे सुना रहा है. And I could not say anything because the topic of my lecture was overcoming anger. And the first slide was supposed to be, things will not always work the way you expect. So how many of my friends here sitting here have experienced that things always don't work the way you expect? So therefore, you need restraint. Restraint in your thoughts, in your words, in your desires. That you need to train. You have to train students in restraint. Otherwise, in a technology and gadget-driven world, where you just press a button and things pop up, the kids start thinking, life will also be like that. And whenever I touch a button, something will pop up, something will manifest. No. So first thing I shared was Samman, respect. Second is Sanyam, restraint. Third is very important. And that is Sneha or reciprocation. Sneha means Ayam nija paroveti gananam laghu chetasam udara charitanam tu vasudaiva kutumbakam. Considering everyone as part of my own family. That's very, very important to realize. And today the whole world is filled with conflicts like never before. Sneha or reciprocation is at a sacrificial altar. There are more wars happening over the last 20 years than have ever happened in the last 200 years. And it is all because conflicts within are resulting in conflicts without. India has always been a country which has embraced diversity. Unity in diversity. But still we find that we as a country are today hosting only 11 million tourists for a country of 1.4 billion population. We have so many stories to tell. Out of the $230 billion in tourism, 70 billion was simply through spiritual tourism and 2 million temples and holy places. If you look at India with 1.4 billion population and 11 million tourists, Paris, one city alone, gets 25 million tourists. Greece, with a population of 10 million, gets 33 million tourists. Where are we lacking in sharing the stories of our country and the diversity and the richness, cultural diversity we have with the world at large? There is a sun temple in Peru, South America, which you may have never heard about. 1.5 million tourists come every year to that sun temple in Peru. Our sun temple in Konar gets nearly 9,000 tourists every year. And I'm so happy to see that IC3, through this cause and the mission of improving mental health and improving the counseling standards of students across the world, is actually facilitating what I call as education tourism by bringing people from 100 plus countries across under one umbrella in IC3. Today, the biggest challenge as teachers for all of you is to realize that India has stood as a country. All kinds of onslaughts we have withstood because of one reason. Because our family system was strong. Whoever may have been attacking us from outside, they attacked the kingdoms, they attacked the kings, they attacked the armies, they attacked the structures, but they could never attack our family values. But today we are at threat because we are actually independent. But technology and smartphone has entered into every family, and that exposure creates a risk at breaking the entire family as an institution. I was giving a lecture in a university in a country outside Bharat. Someone who did not look Indian at all came up to me and started speaking in Hindi. I looked at him and said, "Hey, you don't look Indian, but how you are speaking Hindi?" He said, "Yes, I am not from India, I am from this country. When I was 17 years old, I told my dad, you're a multimillionaire, you gave me everything in life, but when I was 2 years old, you were divorced. And therefore, I don't have the experience of what's a family. Now at the age of 17, I want to experience the warmth of a family, the exchanges of a family, the feelings which every member of the family experiences, the emotional comfort and warmth. I want that, Dad." Today, Luxembourg as a country has 88% divorce rate, Spain has 65% divorce rate, France has 55% divorce rate, Russia has 51% divorce rate, America has 46% divorce rate, global divorce rate is 44%. India still has the lowest divorce rate at 1% only. And the father told the son, "You go to India, experience what is family, stay as a paying guest somewhere, and then for 2 years have that experience." He came to Varanasi, went to one family and said, allow me to stay in your family for 2 years as a paying guest, just to experience what family is. If you allow me to stay only for 2 years to experience the warmth of a family, every month I will give a rental of 1 lakh rupees every month for 2 years. That family said, "Why 2 years? Stay whole life." And they said, if you have other friends also who want to experience what is family, we can open one more room. Goldman Sachs came with a report. Between 2015-2025, 10 years, the infrastructure investments required in India would be almost $1.4 trillion. And they said, from where will the majority of that money come from? $800 billion out of that would come from family savings. If there is no family feeling, why there will be family saving? So dear friends, the third element which you as teachers, as parents, need to learn from the ancient Vedic wisdom is sneha, reciprocation. Seeing the whole world as a global family. Prime Minister Modi took that last line of this verse of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam and made that as a tagline for our G20 presidentship 2 years ago when Bharat had the presidentship. And therefore, when there is samman, respect, when there is sanyam, restraint, and there is sneha, reciprocation, then you are able to train your students to become global sevaks. And sevak means one who is willing to take responsibility with selflessness. Scarcity, impediment. Discomfort, unhappiness. These four things are there in every relationship. Pragada premer ei svabhava achar nija dukha bignadir no kore bichar. In every relationship there is scarcity, impediment, discomfort, unhappiness. But seva, service, means service without selfish consideration. And therefore, as teachers, as mentors, as counselors, as parents, as guardians of society, the biggest responsibility each one of you has is to train your dependents with a sense of selfless service, seva bhav. And that's what Sanatan Dharma tradition would do. I stand here with a great degree of satisfaction to see that my dear friend Ganesh and his team have put together a whole framework by which through IC3, these principles of Sanatan Dharma, of Samman, respect, of Sanyam, of restraint, of Sneha, reciprocation, and Seva, responsibility, are inculcated to each and every one of you teachers. And today we are honored to be graduating many hundreds of you who have gone through the test of fire and come out successful and victorious. Congratulations to each one of you, and thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Sri Gauranga Das, for such an inspiring commencement speech. One more time, please, friends and colleagues. It now gives me great pleasure to welcome our founder, Mr. Ganesh Kohli, to provide the felicitation of the commencement speaker. Now, as we begin this wonderful ceremony, Mr. Ganesh Kohli, founder of the IC3 movement, will lead our graduates in the oath-taking ceremony, a moment of purpose and promise.
To all our graduating cohort, can I ask you to please rise? Place your left hand on your heart, and you will repeat right after me. This sacred work that we do of caring for young people and guiding them through their path, we take these words into our heart and we stay true to them. I, you can call out your names, as a graduate of the IC3 Institute, promise to use my knowledge, skills, and experience to serve in the best interest of my school, my students, and their families. I will hold the highest ethical standards of the profession and ensure that my advice remains unbiased and completely honest. I understand that my learnings from the IC3 Institute are for the greater good of the profession and the larger counseling community. I promise to serve my peers in schools and help bring counseling to every school. Thank you so much. You can take your seat.
May we now invite our esteemed dignitaries to join us on stage for the graduation ceremony of the 11th cohort. Please join me in welcoming Shri Gauranga Das ji, Mr. Tarun Anand, Mr. Atul Khosla, Mr. Swaraj Nandan, and Mr. Nilesh Vikamse.
Now let's welcome our first group of graduates from the 11th cohort. These dedicated and passionate individuals represent the beating heart of our mission, empowering students everywhere. We have 106 graduates from 91 unique schools representing 10 different countries. Aditi Mishra, Aishath Nasir, Amaya Lal, Aminath Hamna, Aminath Nasifa. Aditi Mishra, Aishath Nasir, Amaya Lal, Aminath Hamna, Aminath Nasifa. Extremely special next graduate, Annette Paul, complete with her beautiful 4-month-old baby.
Can we please hear it for our graduates?
Anita Sa, Anitha Sriramulu, Bharati Kamble, Bhavna Prajlal Danak. Dibika Princess Livingstone, Dharani Bosamia, Girijama V, Huda Abubakuru, Ishdeep Karsani, Jyoti Singla, Jyoti Tomar, Kamya Banarwal, Ketal Vishal Kotari, Latha Jayaraman, Madhuri Samath Anwar, Deepak Patil, Mrinal Ganpat Rao Patil, Athira Raj, Himabala Midithuri, Namita Thadani, Nisha Yogesh Chavan, Nishu Agarwal, Niveditha I.A., Pavan Kumar Kohli, Pooja Kara, Raj Kumar Mutharaj, Rajni Chauhan, Raju Thapa, Ranita Saha, Sana Rafiq, Sandeep Dutta, Sangeeta Garg, Satish Senath Rao,
Can we please hear it for our graduates? Let's encourage them with a round of applause.
Sita Lakshmi Sriraman, Shirish Peter Sebastian, Shiva Kumara S, Shruti Chingireddy, Sida Reddy VM, Suman Mukherjee. Sumati Ramatad, Tanzila Mogal, Varsha Kajanchi, Yogita Shashin Vamansi. We extend a special appreciation to our friends from the Maldives who have enriched this program with their valuable presence and participation. We will now take a moment to acknowledge and congratulate those members of the 11th cohort who have not been able to join us here in Mumbai. Your dedication and hard work have been invaluable, and we celebrate your achievements from afar with equal pride.
Now we will move on to our next set of graduates. Can I please request the dignitaries? Yes, thank you. Congratulations to our graduates. May I now invite the dignitaries on stage to continue for the 12th cohort. Professor Dr. Nilanjan Chattopadhyay, Miss Husnu Afroz, Mr. Ganesh Kohli, Mr. Jim McLaughlin, and Dr. Preeti Kohli. Let's welcome the 12th cohort on stage. The cohort is represented by 90 motivated individuals representing 71 schools and 10 different countries. Ambika Suresh, Anjali Mahindru, Anshu Tomar, Aruna Singh, Avinash Tripathi, Basanti Eka, Bensia Jove, Bhavesh Tiwari, Bhavya Kosoju, Bindu Saju Joseph, Dr. Bhuvana R, Charu Gandhi, Charu Shikha, Dipali Arora, Felsi Francis, Gauri Mendirata, Haritha G, Sayyid Abdul Qadar Hussaini, Jai Bharat Singh, Jairaj Singh Rathore, Jaya Sharan, Can we please hear it for our graduates? They really put in a lot of hard work to get here. Some of us have been with babies and done lots of stuff to be here and graduate today. So it's only, it's only kind for all of us to raise our hands and clap for them so that they can feel the excitement in the room as well. S. Josephine Maria, Kalpana R, Kamal Chatwani, Khushi Mehrotra, Leena Priyamani P, Mamta Thakur, Maninder Singh Man, Manjushri Bagade, Maria Diana, Muriniye Chipu, Nafla Ali Firag, Nidhi Khanna, Nidhi Pandey, Nikhil Dhar, Purva Tiwari, Praj Namita Sen, Preet Kaur, Preeti Sharan, Ramesh Adhikari, Rashmi Pandey, Renu Kanwar, Sachirave Innocent, Sameer Shukla, Shalini Ramesh Nayak, Sheetal Gopal Bhatija, Shilpa Sharma, Shiv Prakash Tiwari, Sushma Krishnan, Soumya Mohan, Sunil Gharat, Tuhina Kanti De, Vivek Kumar Verma, and Yogita Hastak Menon.
Big round of applause, everybody.
We will now take a moment to acknowledge and congratulate those members of the 12th cohort who have not been able to make it here to Mumbai. Thank you so much to the dignitaries for coming up here and doing the felicitations. What an inspiring lineup. Our heartfelt congratulations to all our cohort graduates. But that's not all. Let's take a moment to celebrate our graduates from Embark and Enrich programs as well. 109 school leaders participated in the Enrich program this year, and we are hopeful that they will continue to embody the mission of counseling in every school. 213 educators from 109 countries have completed the online program Embark. From Latin America to Africa to Asia, their efforts are shaping a global movement in career guidance. Let's give them a loud round of applause. Proud round of applause, please.
Congratulations to each and every one of you on your graduation. As you step into the world as trained counselors and educators, embodying the mission of IC3, remember, every student you meet is a story waiting to be heard, a story waiting to be told. You will inspire them all to tell their story. And don't forget 2 other golden rules. Coffee is a food group, and please remember to ask them to submit their university applications on time.
We will now invite our graduates and our dignitaries to the stage for a group photograph. Let's capture this absolutely unforgettable moment. First, we'll have our dignitaries join cohort 11 for their photograph on stage.
Let's hear it again for the 11th cohort.
Can we have the first line of graduates sit down so that the picture is looking more close together and fun? Can we once again hear it for the cohort? Thank you to the 11th cohort. Can we please request the dignitaries to stay on stage? And as the 11th cohort leaves, can we ask the 12th cohort to please come up on stage for their photograph? As we get ready for the photograph, a quick mention to the family members, team members, and everybody who's come here to support the mums and the dads who are doing the course. It is truly heartwarming to see all of this love and support in the room tonight.
This one's for you as well. Let's hear it again for cohort number 12.
One last time, let's all hear it. IC3, guys. Congratulations to the cohort and thank you to the dignitaries for all of your support. Thank you, Mumbai. Dinner and celebration await. See you on the dance floor. Good night.
Good night. Good job, we did it.
Oh, we did it.
We did it. Thank you, it was fun.
Yes, it was. Thank you. Yay.